The spell meant for my son, she screamed, and like a comet trailing the cold fire of her anger, she came flying down over the earth, her intention to murder young Guion for stealing her son's legacy.
We need to quickly get ready for the coffin and things. Oh, pause.
Shall we just keep going? Oh no, right, okay.
We're careful these kind of bits, it's quite long, isn't it? Yeah. You said the line about just carry on the line.
Right. Realising what the witch had planned, Guion sought to escape her. He found that he could effortlessly suddenly shift his shape into that of any living form. He felt his legs change into the strong hind legs of a hare, bearing him speedily away across the fields. The witch, being an old hand at this game, however, was soon hot on his heels in the shape of a slavering white hound, sharp of tooth, extremely hot. Come on, Guion, run! As he sighted a stream ahead, Guion the hare jumped in, transforming into a quicksilver, slippery small fish. All too soon, though, a sly, sleek otter swam close behind him through the reeds and rushes where he hid, seeking him out. Up. Too soon? Up through the sparkling water, breaking the surface into the bright sun, the fish grew wings and flew away from her as a small bird. Alas, the air behind him was soon stirred by the beating wings of a huge white eagle.
Don't matter for now, just carry on with it. It's just getting the head and kick to it.
I'm getting
confused. Oh, right. Yeah, I did this for the hen, right? So, but
okay.
He's tired. We take that
As he sighted a
down.
stream ahead, Guion was nearing the end of his strength and desperate to hide. Pause the music? No. He sighted a farm ahead and dropped to the floor of the granary, becoming an ear of wheat in a mountain of grains, each identical to himself. Not much time had passed, though, before a menacing shadow loomed over him. Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, I was doing the lights.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe keep it a bit more in the middle.
Right. Oh, yeah, it's me just...
Yeah. It's the chicken light.
Okay. You guessed it, the witch again.
Okay,
this time.
Pause the music.
Alright, sorry.
It got a lot smaller, the light. Wasn't it a lot bigger in red? Like it's tiny. Wasn't it a red light?
It was...
Grey. No, not that light. The grey on the front. Tiny little dot. No, I think it was quite tiny. Yeah, I thought it was always red. It was red and it was more distinctive than that. You can hardly see that, can you?
You can from this side, though.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. I'm just looking at the film, you know.
Alright.
So...
Maybe try and get a bit more in the middle first.
Okay.
Bit. That's good.
About there. Right. Right, shall I...
Yeah, right, scene change.
Quick as a flash, down came her red beak and gobbled him up. Right, so...
Maybe
say when you want to.
You'll just be able to see when we're ready, won't you?
Yeah, I mean, this is the very first, whole thing is music.
Yeah, I don't think doing it to the soundtrack is going to work.
Well, it might.
We're just going to link it on doing sound every time.
Right.
Well, you just charge enough money in your prices that it covers an extra person.
Yeah.
Some professional companies has a sound engineer.
Yeah.
And then you need 2 puppeteers and a storyteller. Yeah. That's quite right. Yeah, and we'll get one of those sound and lighting boards so somebody can be doing sound and lighting.
I don't know, to be honest, pay for a show like this like £550, for a show.
Yeah.
I charge £150 for 2 hours for my show.
Yeah, because it would be good if we got enough people and enough space.
Then it's 550, and that's like 100.
I mean, we are just running through it.
Into the business.
Because I was thinking more 350, but because it is going to be good, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just running through it for the first. I think we should just keep trying to do it
Going on, yeah, it's fine.
right through.
But I think we
each
do
time.
need for
the music. Yeah.
For the
Okay.
It's
sound
like
and
you said
lighting.
anyway, if you
Yeah.
always book 4 people and you're proper, when you do it professionally, and you know you can interchange everyone,
Yeah.
it's better to have 4 people on your team, because then you say if someone's not away, you can always swap round and make do, but...
Right. Say when you. Oh no, I'm still recording. Right. Shall we? Are we ready for?
Yeah, it's on the next bit, right.
Okay, I'll put the music on.
Maybe we should advertise for sound.
Well, maybe Danny could help with that. She said she was happy to do a project for her. Okay. So, Gwion was inside the witch's belly, and he grew there into a baby. 9 months passed. Then Ceridwen gave birth to him. Her wrath had not cooled, however. "Now I can kill you, you thief," she hissed. Then she looked at him. Such a beautiful baby. She couldn't do it. She could not do it. Disgusted with him and with herself, she tied him into a sack and threw him. She tied him into a sack and threw him into the river.
Right. Can we pause the music?
Yeah.
I'll put him down and I'll put him back in. Can you do that?
Yeah.
And then what? Then he just kind of floats.
Yeah.
Press the music. Okay. The river carried the sack with the baby in it, leagues downstream, slowly towards the sea, past myriad lives and places, until one day it came to rest by a weir. An old man was fishing there one day, when he suddenly felt his net catch on something quite large. Pause the music.
How do you do that bit? Does he just pick him up like that?
What's too fast? Is the music
music's
running out too quick?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. I
we
wasn't
must have
sure
done
if I was reading
when
it.
we ran through it all that time on that film, this is how fast it was, like, so we must
Was
have
it?
done a really good job at that time.
Right.
It must have just been the one-off that we were like,
Right.
"Ooh," like bang on it. Like.
Right, so that, does he just put him up like that? There's nothing
shall I-
He picks him up with, he's going to have a net in his hand.
Alright, so
Imagine his surprise when he pulled from the water, not a fish, I've just got to finish this, but a baby, the most beautiful infant that he had ever seen.
Oh,
And he pulls
then
him out,
pulls
does he?
him out the sack, yeah. So drop the sack.
The kindly old man took the child home with him to his wife, and they raised him as their child. together. His name
He just
is
looks just on the
Taliesin.
scene, so he just goes off.
Right, We need a light off then, do we?
Yeah.
That's the end of the scene, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Should I pray?
The years passed by, and Taliesin grew into a wonderful young man with the brightest green eyes and a voice so beautiful that folks came from miles around to hear him, even though the songs that he sang were strange and unsettling. Sadly, a farmer shot young Graham, and he died abruptly. I just looked like a bird picked his arm
Oh, they did in many.
Right, we'll pause that. Sorry. Word of his talent grew until it reached the court one day, and the king came to hear of him. His heart had been troubled of late, surrounded by men who whispered lies in his ears, each trying to sway the king to their own purpose. Some even urged the king to dig too deep into the earth over which the king had guardianship. Taliesin received a summons to the court one day, inviting him to take part in a contest of poetry. So he bade farewell to the old man and woman and set out upon the road. His song and verse proved far more magical than any other, and the king asked him to remain at the court to advise him. He grew to love Taliesin, who taught the king new love and respect for the people and for the land. And he inspired the king to protect the land from those who wished to harm her. And then the last scene.
The last scene is just Taliesin on his own, with maybe a couple of animals again.
He won't be down, can he? Like him dancing.
Yeah.
Is it Animal Farm? I like that look.
And if you are lucky and keep your eyes and ears open, Taliesin can still be found, travelling the highways and the byways of our country, singing his beautiful songs.
Allowed to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony with butterflies and diddy and all the heart to see. We could do that. I'd like to teach. We can all sing the world to sing in nights of rain. Harry's puppy show. Get away. There's no more gloom. I like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony with butterflies and...
Yeah, we could have all the animals. We could do that. That'd be really funny.
That'd be happy.
That'd be really good. Because it is a happy, it is meant to be a happy ending. Yes, let's do that. That's a really good idea. What do you reckon, Elaine? I feel
What,
like-
burst into...
I'd like to teach the world
Yeah.
to sing to the rainbow. I like to teach the
I'm loving
world
it.
to
It's
sing
this
in
psychedelic.
perfect harmony with
The
butterflies.
only thing I'd say
Or you
is
can have a
bizarre.
butterfly with
Is
butterflies. I know they're a
the
bit
better-
twisted.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think they need a bit
Because they
more.
go like
Maybe I'm trying to
thin.
go thin.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
need
know.
to be.
And
They
the
need to
roots
be.
as
I
well.
think they
Yeah.
just need to be. Can you put something on to kind of make them a bit
It's
bigger?
round the front so they're...
Yeah, it's because they
Oh right,
yeah,
we can put lolly sticks. I think they look better just flat, don't they?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I think that's I just said that because they
put
kind
lolly
of
sticks
look,
on
they're
them, maybe
bending,
that's-
that's why. Because they need to be like
Stiffened,
They
yeah.
need to be
Yeah, they're
stiffened.
too soft, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And the witch's arms as well, they are doing it a little bit.
like a
Yeah.
sunbed.
Yeah, they've got limp wrists. Like.
limp wristed.
Like,
Do you want me to pause the music? Yeah.
Where's my cup of tea?
Okay.
Yeah, let's just assume that we're going to have a sound and light in person and just
Sure,
and just
okay.
leave all those and just focus on the topic. That just confuses me. So we don't need that.
So just start now.
You ready, Ryan?
Yeah.
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once there was, and once there was not, O best beloved, a witch woman, and her name was Ceridwen, which means white sow, and she calls herself this because she shares some pretty nasty habits with that porky beast. She's not all bad though, and I hope you'll come to see. She lived,
Slow right down, I think.
Okay.
Just slowly.
lived, or will soon perhaps one day live in a tower. This tower is made of 11 marvellous marble halls, each very different to the last. It is built upon a steep rock in the middle of a lake of still night-deep waters. Somewhere upon these islands of the mighty, wherein we make our home. Still too fast, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah, you can slow down a little bit. It's alright then.
Sorry, again.
Or-
I'm going to let the whole thing run through so you see the time of scene changes. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so change.
Oops.
I'll put those things in.
I was going to leave her on. She comes in.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, let's go.
With the witch woman in her tower, there live also an inky black crow of great size. This creaky, cranky old blind man that's good.
And then back. I think backs out rather than having turn is probably okay.
And the witch woman's son. Now he, I'm sorry to say, is somewhat of a monster. Hideous to look upon, with a personality to match. He has been known as Caliban, Movran and Afagvi at different times and in different places. His favourite pastime, he is full of fear and confusion, and his favourite pastime is to torment defenceless creatures. He pulls these and everything else he comes across apart in an attempt to find out how things work. And although he sometimes finds out how things work, he never finds out why. Nor does he even stop to question why. Despite his lack of charm, he is her son, and Ceridwen loves him very dearly indeed. She is not totally blind to her offspring's shortcomings, however, and has so decided to concoct for him a spell of wisdom. Right, we are going to make a spell. Come and help me. You, come and help me stir this spell. Blah, blah, blah. What do you think should go in the spell of wisdom? Perhaps some honesty,
Find me and get the little witch in
a little bit of joy.
I'll make a little pocket. Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, ready.
And so we come to our hero of sorts, young Gwion. Hello, Gwion. The witch had taken it upon herself to fly through the nighttime sky one evening. And she crept into his parents' house one night. As they all slept, she climbed the stairs, then kidnapped the poor boy from his bed. She carried him, crying pitifully, to her tower.
You actually need travel going back in the closet up, or could you just have carried into a tower?
I think she...
flying off. I was just thinking, if she's got him, whether it would be stop if it gets. Well, we can practice, but like if it is nice, but just if it got too fiddly trying to do it, whether you could just.
It's quite good her going. I like her in the cauldron.
I love it.
She does look a bit more.
Yeah.
Don't know if it's.
It's got this string hanging so that she can row as well, so she rows with the
Right. Okay.
To her tower.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's just mechanics. I can make it all
it's
work
better with it,
smoothly.
yeah.
I'll put a little pocket for the cauldron to go in.
Right.
Right, what's next? Cauldron.
Cauldron.
On the spoon bit. Yeah. Okay, then.
Kerry Dwen felt no remorse for this horrible deed, I'm sorry to say. You see, the spell's instructions stated should be simmered gently for a year and a day, stirring regularly. And as a busy single-parent mother, she felt it well within her rights in bringing in help. So Gwion was charged with the task of stirring the spell, and he did this faithfully day and night. And although he became utterly weary, the witch would not let him rest. In fact, she would beat him if she thought he was slacking. The year passed oh so slowly for young Gwion. But then, on the very last day of the spell's cooking time, the liquid bubbled and splashed, and 3 drops of the viscous brew flew out and landed upon Gwion's finger. He cried out in pain, then put the burnt finger into his mouth. So, Gwion had tasted the spell meant for the witch's son, and it was Gwion who became suddenly wise. He knew everything. Worlds, I'll not do the lights off, worlds beyond count opened up before him like crystalline flowers. The cauldron burst asunder. He knew the secret of the tower's 11th hall, and all that was, and all that is, and all that could potentially be. He saw the crossroads at which the earth stands, poised between creation and destruction. And he knew that within him he had the power and the knowledge to ensure the correct pathway be taken. He also knew that at that very moment Cerridwen was at the North Pole gathering herbs. But as he became aware of her, so she became aware of him, and of what had transpired. She was not happy, to say the least. "You have tasted the spell meant for my son," she hissed, and like a comet trailing the cold fire of her anger, she came flying down over the earth, her intention to murder young Gwion for stealing her son's legacy. Realising what the witch had planned, Gwion sought to escape her. He found that he could suddenly, effortlessly shift his shape into that of any living form. He felt his legs change into the strong hind legs of a hare, bearing him speedily away across the fields. Now the witch, being an old hand at this game, however, was soon hot on his heels, in the shape of a slavering white hound, sharp of tooth, extremely hot. Did they go back 3 times?
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, just twice.
As he sighted a stream ahead, Gwion the hare jumped in, transforming into a quicksilver, slippery small fish. All too soon, though, a sly, sleek otter swam close behind him, through the reeds and rushes where he hid, seeking him out. Up through the sparkling water, breaking the... Am I too soon? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, too soon.
Right, sorry. 3 times again.
You'll know for the music anyway.
Yeah.
They go back.
It goes
And they go
back 3
back, right,
times,
sorry.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Up through the sparkling water, breaking the surface into the bright sun, the fish grew wings and flew away from her as a small bird. Alas, the air behind him was soon stirred by the beating wings of a huge white eagle. Gwion was nearing the end of his strength and desperate to hide. He sighted... Am I too soon?
No, it's all right.
He sighted a farm ahead and dropped to the floor of the granary, becoming... I've lost the glory. Becoming an ear of wheat in a mountain of grains, each identical to himself. Alas, not much time had passed before a menacing shadow loomed over him. This time, you guessed it, the witch again. This time in the shape of a horrible great hen. Quick as a flash, down came her red beak and gobbled him up. I would just say there, the shadow of the hen was good. Do you remember that? A menacing shadow and then it becomes a hen. So
that,
just, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looming.
Yeah.
Right, babies.
Right, this side bit, I'm not that sure. Is there going to be like a pocket? Is it? There's not a. It just, yeah. I remember that. It's just getting it into the sack. We didn't need to get the sack first. It's just the second bit, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, we could do it between us. I could do this arm, and if we're going to be just fixing. Okay.
Right. So, Gwion was inside the witch's belly, and he grew there into a baby. 9 months passed, and Ceridwen gave birth to him. Her wrath had not cooled, however. "Now I can kill you, you thief," she hissed. But then she looked at him, Such a beautiful baby. She couldn't do it. She could not do it. Disgusted with him and with herself, she tied him into a sack, then threw him into the river.
We've got time to do this bit, haven't we? Floating out as a light. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it was in there now.
Look.
Yeah, go.
The river carried the sack with the baby in it leagues downstream, slowly towards the sea, past a myriad of lives and places, until one day it came to rest by a weir. An old man was fishing there one day when he suddenly felt his net catch on something quite large. Imagine his surprise when he pulled from the water not a fish, but a baby, the most beautiful infant that he had ever seen. The kindly old man took the child home with him to his wife, and they raised him together as their son. His name is Taliesin.
Yeah, and is it after Taliesin we take him off?
Yeah.
Bird view. What animals are there?
Yeah, could have it that way.
Could stand her in that side panel.
Is it? We've got this big one. Is that too big?
I think maybe just the hair and I think maybe
Yeah.
just the bird on that side and the hair.
I think the bird on that side.
Yeah, and the hair slowly comes closer and then he strokes it.
Okay, right, okay.
The years passed by, and Taliesin grew into a wonderful young man with the brightest green eyes and a voice so beautiful that folks came from miles around to hear him, even though the songs that he sang were strange and unsettling.
Okay, right.
What? Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Word of his talent grew until it reached the court, and the king came to hear of him. Now his heart had been troubled of late, surrounded by men who whisper lies in his ears. Each tried to sway the king to their own purpose. Some even urged the king to dig too deep into the earth over which the king had guardianship.
I think actually we should have them in the side panels for this. I think that's better. Right.
Yeah.
And then the fracking
Use
is
the
going
arms
to
a
be in
bit.
the middle.
Yeah.
So the bird, so the king's in that panel. The bird comes between
Oh, yeah.
the two.
Or maybe one, because maybe it's a bit too out of the way, do you think?
There's going to be a fracking.
Oh, there's going to be a fracking
rig.
rig.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tally, shall I keep going or?
Yeah.
Taliesin received a summons to the court one day to
And then they
take
could maybe move in. I think that's what.
to take part in a contest
they
of
should
poetry.
Start at the side and then both move in to the side. And then
So he
finish
bade
it.
farewell to the old man and woman and set out upon the road. His song and verse proved far more magical than any other, and Taliesin easily won. Oh, that's the old words. Damn.
Is it?
Yeah, I think.
No, that's right. That's
okay.
fine. Yeah.
Easily won the competition. The king asked him to remain at the court and become his advisor. He grew to love Taliesin, who taught the king new love and respect for the people and for the land, and inspired the king to protect the land from those who wished to harm her.
And when they shake hands, then the fracking rig comes down. The fracking rig's going to be there in between.
So it'll fall away
Move
when.
in, and then the fracking rig, they shake hands across the fracking rig and it goes.
Yeah.
I think that'd be good.
And then he goes up.
And then the king goes, and then it's just him and some animals again.
Yeah, and then it's the dancey bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you are lucky and keep your eyes and ears open, Taliesin can still be found today, travelling the highways and the byways of our land, singing his beautiful songs.
Like,
The world to see. I don't know.
perfect harmony. Trees and honeybees and kisses company.
Need to get the lyrics. We could do harmonies and everything.
Yeah, well,
Did you have to come out and bow, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll have all the animals dancing.
And then we can all dance and clap, and it'll be a happy ending, won't it?
Yeah.
It's always good to leave on a jolly
Yeah, I
happy
think
note.
that would be really good.
Right,
And the
we'll
kids
try.
can have a little dance, can't they?
Yeah.
And people
I
clap.
think we did that dead well without all the distractions of the music.
Well,
and
it's
the-
Well,
I
I
felt
think
a lot more
I
confident.
think you'll
That was just fun.
see that,
I
Yeah.
practiced
Yeah.
it.
and
Yeah.
it's really good. It's
And
coming on
Because I
brilliant.
suddenly I knew what I was doing, and after went,
Yeah.
Would it be
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
nuts?
Got a lot better.
Would it be too nuts to run through it again, or just want some soup?
What time
I
is it?
might having some soup.
Soup, yeah, okay.
I
Probably not
missed
got-
my delivery, yeah.
No,
Right, here we go.
no,
I'll,
probably not got that left.
Does that mean?
Oh, I don't know. But yeah, that was. I'm really glad. That was a brilliant rehearsal.
Brilliant. Oh, no,
Because I really feel like that's getting shape now.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, without the distractions of trying to do, I think
Too much.
trying to do the sound and the lighting and so we just need a specific person for sound and lighting. So maybe, with Henrietta as well, then that's, so there'll either be you and Nikki doing the puppets and me on sound and lighting, or you and Henrietta, I think that.
I think what you really
hopefully-
need, to be honest, you need a team of 4, but you need 2 people trained up.
Yeah.
Because if people like Nikki can't make it, or I'll be able to
Yeah.
make most, but sometimes some might be ill,
Yeah.
if someone's lost their voice or they're not well, you need to have 2 backup people, especially
Yeah.
if you've got like a school booking or something, because you can't suddenly not do it,
Yeah, yeah,
or festivals, so
yeah.
you need 2 people
Yeah,
trained
that's
up.
it. I think, and trained in all the roles, so we
Yeah,
can
everyone
interchange
should be
sort of
able to
thing,
interchange
right?
a bit, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, that is what we need. Yes. Yeah, cool.
And what we could do as well, we should do that on a different
Oh, yeah,
day,
it's
because
half the
promotions takes just as much time.
Mm.
Is have a day when we
I
look
should,
at where we would like to
where to
perform.